Now try it. Can you hear words yet? It's going to be a delay.
Keep going.
So we'll just keep talking. Just keep talking.
So it wasn't Google Hangouts that other time.
You can hear words. Excellent. As long as the delay matches up with that, I think we're fine. It should be
Sound
fine.
is actually really huge. Okay, it's probably like a 15-second delay.
Perfect.
Did you figure out how to turn chat on?
Google Hangout has a group chat over here on the side. You're just going to have to make sure we can mute everybody else.
I Googled it. I could find it on the YouTube account.
Yeah, that's where she's accessing it, not through the Hangout. So we might be totally okay. I think.
Oh, I meant the chat setting.
Oh.
For the public.
Here, check out the sound though.
Let's find out what the delay is. Ready? 5. Seconds.
That's fine. That's totally fine. Pretty good sound though.
Detailed.
I know.
Let's not like have a scratchy voice. So the settings for chat from what I've Googled are in YouTube on the back end, so not here.
So check
Video manager maybe?
community.
I'm going to mute us.
Creator Studio dashboard, I think. Is this button right here?
No.
Live streaming? This does not look like the person's YouTube video.
Yeah. Try community. That would seem to be optional features maybe.
Sorry.
No.
Here,
you're getting lots of
is that okay for you?
Yeah, mute.
Okay, so I'm on mute here. Should we just leave it on speaker?
Yeah, go ahead and leave it on
So you don't have to
speaker.
hold the phone.
Okay. Yeah, then you don't. Just
You're getting less and less gadgets attached to you every time.
okay. So
We've lost sound through here.
you know what? Go ahead and take at least 20. It's more important to cover the conference, and
Okay.
I can just skip straight to like copper because they'll get enough of sampling part of the conference.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Do you want me to
just-
mention you guys will be there, or are you still going to mention that?
Yeah, go ahead, and that'll
Okay.
be, and then so I'll just talk about, we're gonna. Here's the things to expect from us, to bring for us, lead in schools, and the next webinar.
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
yeah,
We've lost sound.
is that off mute?
Yep. Okay, sounds live.
Sweet. I lost the sound. Give it 10 seconds to load. Okay, this is the Utah Division of Drinking Water monthly webinar for the water operators. We're going to start in just a few minutes. Wait, 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is Rachel Cassidy with the Utah Division of Drinking Water. Welcome, everybody. This is our second monthly webinar for the water operators here in Utah. Our agenda today is we're going to cover the full 30 minutes, and pay attention because we're going to give you everything you need to get your CEUs for watching this webinar at the end. So if you just want to connect to the phone call, the number is on my screen, which is 1-877-820-7831. The passcode is 878776. Yes, I want to delete that now. Okay. So today, you guys, we want to talk about the Real Water Conference. It's happening in 2 weeks, and who better to talk about the Real Water Conference than Real Water themselves? So we're super lucky. We're excited. Shannon Rasmussen from the Rural Water Association is here to give you a brief overview of the Rural Water Conference, and then I'll just have some housekeeping things for you guys at the end. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Shannon.
Hi guys, you can see now this countdown I did about 2 days ago, so it's a little bit old, but we've got a countdown going for our conference. We're pretty excited. I'm just going to click over to the conference website here for just a second. It's taken just a second here. So we've got about 13 days, 12 hours, 57 minutes, and 45 seconds, if anyone was wondering. It's utahrollwater.net is our conference website, and that's where you want to go to kind of check out all the details that we're going to talk about. If you want to click around after we're done here, it shows all the events right here on this tab. We've got a tab for our exhibitors, and you can kind of see everybody who's coming and that sort of thing. So this is a pretty good resource if you want some conference information after we're done here, and obviously things like the conference sessions, all that good stuff. So I thought I'd kind of introduce you to that. Sorry, we're having some sound adjustments here.
Oh, that broke.
Okay, if you go on the conference sessions area, you can actually see each day that we have planned out. You can look by track, you can look by training room location, you can kind of sort that way. Shows you all the speakers for that day and that track type of thing. So this is a great resource if you guys want to check that out. Okay, so I know that in Utah we've kind of been experiencing a fun winter. If this looks a lot like your streets and backyards, we figured there's a couple ways to handle it. You can be creative and pretend that spring is here, or you can just come to St. George and join us there. So we figured this is a better view. We're at the Dixie Center. This is the address in the conference center. For those of you who haven't been there before, the dates are February 27th through March 3rd. And we'll kind of get into some of that. Not all events start on the 27th. That's mostly just the operator certification. And we'll kind of go down that road here in just a second. Here's just kind of a list of some of the things that are offered at the conference. Obviously, training in CEUs, a lot of networking. Most of the water systems are represented down there at the conference, as well as the state divisions, Division of Drinking Water, Water Quality, Water Rights, EPA. You know, there's a lot of great networking opportunities we have. We have a lot of exhibitors. Most of the products and services that you guys need or want to use on your system, you can kind of find down there at the conference in the exhibit hall, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit. There's opportunities to get your water and wastewater operator certification. Of course, there's always golf and the Skee Shoot and the dart throw and awards banquet, all the fun stuff that's going to be happening. The other thing that I didn't mention right here is there is a spot to get your consumer confidence reports done. And you can find information about that on that website, like I pulled up before, but you can call the office and call our office, 801-756-5123, and set up an appointment to get your consumer confidence report completed on site. And there's a list of things that you need to bring to the conference to do that. There are walk-in appointments available, but if it's booked, then the people who have the appointments have kind of the preference there. Also, obviously, one big thing, you're earning CEUs right now, and you can earn quite a bit more of those at the conference as well if you're in need of those, for those of you who are certified. This is kind of the breakdown of the CEUs that are there. On Tuesday, that's kind of an add-on day, so it stands alone at 0.6. And then the regular conference, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you get 1.0. So if you go to both of these, which is called our full conference option, then you can earn 1.6 CEU at that, to use at that. And then the water operator and wastewater operator certification, you can get 2.1 if you go to that whole track. And then if you're just going single days, that's just going to vary by the day, depending on how many hours of training are offered each day. But there is a cap of this one CEU for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday combined. And then I know there's sometimes some confusion about this, but all the CEUs that you earn can be earned from conferences. So if you went to the conference each year or the full conference each year, then you would be able to keep up on your CEU requirements that way. Okay, just really quickly on the operator certification and wastewater operator certification, there's still time to register to take the water operator certification exam. You need to contact Donnie Jacobo with the Division of Drinking Water. Here's her contact information right here. And you can still register up until February 17th to take that exam on site. And those trainings, this one we have to be really aware of. The start time is 1 p.m. on Monday, the 27th. So that one's the one that starts a little earlier than the rest of the conference. There's a lot of information to be covered. So that one starts right there at 1 p.m. on Monday. And then same with wastewater operator certification. These two schedules I'm pointing at right here are available on that conference website that I showed you on the operator certification pages if you want to see the breakdown of what's being taught on which days. And I am sorry, guys, if you have not yet registered to take the wastewater exam, that deadline has passed. You can look at the DEQ website or the DWQ website or talk to Judy Etherington there to see when the next possible exam is coming. So, but these are great. This is a great resource. You do get a training manual when you sign up for water officer or wastewater officer, and then the test will be taken on Friday, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We're just kind of going through the conference day by day here. So Tuesday, we have a big debate in our office. Our golf person thinks that the golf scramble is the most important, and our management guy thinks that the management track at the in-depth is most important. So that's up to you, whatever your preference is. But we do have an awesome golf scramble on Tuesday. It's at the Sunbrook Golf Course there in St. George. This is just kind of some details on it, what you get with the scramble. Shotgun start at 9 a.m. and you get breakfast, tea time, cart, lunch, the giveaways. You know, we have usually a hole-in-one contest for a four-wheeler, that kind of thing. And it's a fun scramble. So if you're a golfer, make sure and don't forget that snow picture. Yeah, probably want to take advantage of this one. Okay, so the in-depth training on Tuesday, which is the rival of the golf scramble. There's a couple tracks: management, water, wastewater, small systems, and engineering. Those are the topics that we go into, or those are the training tracks that we have on that Tuesday for those extra credits. And we kind of do a little bit longer classes on this day and try to dive a little deeper into subjects that you can't always do in just the hour-long trainings. So and again, if you want to look at the website, there is, you can look at all the Tuesday sessions there. Okay, so everything else starts up on Wednesday. Our regular conference begins. This is kind of a picture of the rural water store. We always have awesome stuff for sale there. And then the exhibit hall opens on Wednesday. We have our keynote session that happens that day. And then obviously our awards banquet in the evening, but all that stuff kicks off Wednesday. This is just a larger photo of our exhibit hall. We've added an extra row to our exhibit hall, which is awesome. We've got even more exhibitors than we normally do, so we're pretty excited about that. This is really kind of the gathering place to see the new technology, to figure out what's happening in the industry and what's out there that can help you accomplish what you're trying to do with your water or wastewater system. So this is a really great resource for you guys. And these exhibitors are awesome supporters. We encourage you when you're at the conference to go and check out the booths. They really put a lot of work into making this great for you guys. This is just kind of a layout of our map right here. And if, like I said, on that website that I pulled up at first, if you go to the exhibitor tab and use the drop-down menu, you can see right now I believe we're right at about 200 booths, but you can take a look at all the different companies that are going to be there. And this is kind of just a snippet of that. Okay, so also on Wednesday, we have a keynote session. This gentleman right here is Dr. Peter Gravatt. He is with the US EPA office, and he is the Director of Drinking Water and Groundwater, I believe is his title, but he's from Washington, D.C. and is really a great resource. He's going to be at the keynote session and delivering a keynote address this year, so that's one that you probably don't want to miss. And then this fellow right here, his name is Chad Hymas. And again, there's bios for both of these guys on that website. He is one who he's been through kind of a lot. He had an accident a few years ago that put him in a wheelchair, and he now goes around and does kind of different talks about making the most out of your circumstances and that kind of thing. So that's going to be a really great session to be at on this one. So, and we'll also with this one have an update from National Rural Water, from the National Rural Water Association. So that's a really good session to go to. Okay, for those of you who have not been to our awards banquet, this handsome devil right here, his name is TG Shepherd. He is our entertainment this year, and I'm gonna admit I wasn't sure who he was before we booked him, but all of our guys at our office have said, "How do you not know who TG Shepherd is?" And I said, "I'm really sorry. This is my first introduction to him, but he is a legendary country music artist. So I'm sure a lot of you out there are going, how do you not know who TG Shepherd is?" And maybe some people are like me and you don't, but he's really very talented, and we're really lucky to be able to have him be our entertainment this year. If you've not been to the awards banquet before, this is just some pictures of our past winners. This is a really fun event. It's on Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. For the full conference, you get a ticket for that banquet that comes with your packet, and that will just be in your registration packet that you pick up on site there at the registration desk. And actually, while I'm talking about that packet, when you go to check in, you check in at the main registration desk there at the front area of the Dixie Center. Give that packet a good look, because everything you're going to need for the week is in that packet. It's got your tickets for the awards banquet. It's got your tickets for your lunches. It's got a free ticket for our drawing, a ticket for this year. We're giving out a Bluetooth speaker to all of the attendees, and you pick that up over at that store I showed you a picture of a few minutes ago. Those are all really good things that you want to watch for in that packet. It's also got your name badge there's a little tear out section that you put that in the badge holder, that kind of thing. So kind of pay attention to what you've got in that packet, because it will help you quite a bit throughout the week. Sorry, but getting back to this awards banquet, this is really an awesome chance to get to recognize the people that are in our industry. A lot of times I know there's a lot of water and wastewater system personnel that work really hard all year long and provide awesome water to all the people in Utah, and they don't get a chance to get the recognition that they deserve. And so this is one way that these people are recognized, and it's really kind of a fantastic opportunity. It's a neat experience to see some of these people that are just working hard behind the scenes kind of get a little bit of the limelight for a change. So that's, again, Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the Dixie Center Ballroom. So it's a fun night, good food, good entertainment. And we try, as important as the awards are, we keep the ceremony brief and keep it moving so that you're not too bored. It's actually really fun. So plan on coming to that. Okay, so we're on to Thursday. So we obviously have our training sessions on Thursday. And again, there's an agenda. There's also the website where you can go and look up what those training sessions are. Kind of the highlight of the day on Thursday is our voting member meeting. So what that is a chance. This is kind of a snapshot of our annual report right here, but it's a chance for rural water to report back to the membership on the activities for the year, on how the money was spent that we have been granted through state programs and through national programs, through the EPA, through rural development. It's a chance to just report back to the membership on those types of things. And as well as we conduct our water taste test as a part of this meeting. Now, part of this water taste test, everybody who's listening, raise your hand right now and say, "I promise I will bring a sample of my water to the Rural Water Conference." Go ahead. Okay, good job. We want all of you to be bringing a sample of your water to the conference, because the more people that come, the more representative we get of the water that's around Utah. We have a preliminary taste test, so you just bring a cooled quartz jar of your water and bring it to. There'll be an area in the lobby area of the Dixie Center. There's a big banner. Just turn in a circle until you see the big banner that says water taste test. When you see that, that's where you bring that jar of your water. There'll be a good-looking guy named Mike there ready to check your water in, and he'll just take that water from you and put it in the preliminary tasting. And then we have on Wednesday afternoon, we get some awesome volunteers who narrow those samples down to the top 3. So those top 3 samples are what go to the water taste test during this voting member meeting here on Thursday. So they narrow those down, and it's based on taste, smell, and clarity, and they just rate each one with a number, and then the top, and it's all a blind sample. Nobody knows where the water's from that they're tasting. And we've had some people rank differently or place multiple years, but we've never had the same winner year after year. And in fact, Monroe, who is pictured right here, they won last year at our taste test contest, and then whoever wins, These two gentlemen are from Monroe. This is Mayor Nelson and Devin Magleby. He is on our board of directors as well. They were able to accompany the rural water delegation back to Washington, D.C. They got an all expenses paid trip back to Washington, D.C. to enter the national taste test contest. And Monroe actually just placed second place last week in nationals. So, and they have entered their water every year for the past 16 years or 17 years, I believe it is. So just if you feel like, oh, I never win, just keep bringing your water, because one year it's going to be your year. But last year was Monroe's year, and they almost took it all the way. They almost won the national one last year. So don't underestimate how great your water is. Bring a sample of that. Make sure and check it in on Wednesday and enter it into that taste test. And then we will do the samples Thursday. And then the final judging is during that voting member meeting there on Thursday. The other thing at the voting member meeting, the board of directors has gotten together, and they call it the board of director gift. And they just have all pooled their own personal money to buy a Henry Golden Boy rifle. And that rifle they give away to one attendee at the voting member meeting. And again, I talked to you about your packet and all the stuff that was in your packet. There will be a ticket for that Golden Boy rifle at that meeting, and it's no charge. You just need to go to the meeting, bring your ticket. They will only collect tickets until the meeting, once the meeting starts, and they stop collecting tickets. So you need to be to that meeting at 10:30 on Thursday in the garden room. Bring your ticket with you. Anybody's eligible to win. You don't have to be from a voting system, or you don't have to be the delegate that's voting for your system. Just anybody can win that. And then once the meeting is over, they'll draw for that rifle. So that's just a free chance at getting the rifle. And that's just kind of a thank you from the board of directors to the membership. So that's kind of a cool thing. So anyway, that's the voting member meeting, Thursday, 10:30 in the garden room. There's also a session that's going to be, I believe, in ballroom E, but double check your agenda on site. That's kind of dedicated toward the larger systems, because we know that not everybody is involved on this smaller level who's at the conference. So there is another session opposite this voting member meeting for the larger systems to attend during that hour. So it's not just kind of a block of time with nothing to go to. There should be still something for you there. Okay, the Partners Program. This is something that we do every year, and it's just basically if you want to bring a significant other with you along to the conference, their pass is kind of an add-on to a regular registration, and it gets them you can either do Tuesday through Friday or Wednesday through Friday, depending on what days the attendee is going to be there. And then that gets them into the conference, gets them the lunches, that kind of thing. And then there's also, they can go to the motivational sessions we talked about with Chad Hymas a couple slides ago. And then also this year we're going to do a tour of the museum, I think it's called the Rosen Bunch. I have a hard time saying that word, but it's right there hooked to the conference center, and it's a giant museum. You don't even realize it's there until you go in it, but it's got a lot of natural, it's got animals from all over the world and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a cool museum tour. So that's going to happen at 10:15 on Thursday. You go into the museum auditorium and watch kind of a movie about it, and then you'll get a tour of the museum and have kind of a good time there. That's where the prizes for the partners are drawn and that kind of thing. And then also on Friday morning, there's going to be a couple booths around the garden room area that are geared more toward just kind of fun things for the partners. So here's just a sample, Lip Sense and LuLaRoe and doTERRA, and just some different products that are going to be there in the booths that will be replacing the exhibit booths that were there previously. So that's just kind of for fun on Friday morning. So this is just a sample of some of the things you can do as a partner, and you're also welcome to go to the different classes and that type of thing. So, whoops, I need to go back one. Okay, so the Skee Shoot. The Skee Shoot is Thursday at 3 o'clock out at the Purgatory Clay Sports Park in Hurricane. And this is just kind of some of the details about it. The cost, $30 for a shooter and for one round and $9 for an additional. You do need to bring your own gun and shells, and there's a limited amount for rent or purchase out on site. And you get safety glasses, ear protection, 50 targets, shooting prizes are awarded. You can just sign up for this when you register, and this is getting to be a really big event. This is almost rivaling our golf scramble in the amount of participants. So that's a fun thing to take advantage of there Thursday afternoon. And then we kind of wrap up on Friday. We have our water and wastewater operator certification exams. Those you want to check in at 8:45 in the morning. Water is going to be in the Sunbrook room, and wastewater is going to be in the Entrada room. This is kind of a list. You need photo ID, notarized proof of citizenship form, 2 number 2 pencils, a good eraser, a calculator, and you can't use a calculator like on your cell phone, or I don't know, does anyone still use a PDA? Maybe that's kind of a dated, maybe that's kind of a dated instruction right there. But if you still have a PDA, you can't use it. But you do need a calculator. And then nerves of steel, those are optional. But I think you just show up and take a deep breath and do your best, and the exams will be there on Friday. There is not any on-site registration. You do have to register by those deadlines we talked about earlier. And if you didn't get registered by the wastewater deadline, you just need to wait till the next testing date. On the water one, there is an option. If you do miss the deadline, we encourage you to just hit that deadline and test on site if at all possible. There is an option of taking an online exam through Rural Water. That's not available on site, but you could contact our office at a later date and we can set something up for you to take that online exam. So that happens there on Friday after you've had that OpCert training all week. And then also we have a dart throw, which is where we have a lot of sponsors purchase prizes, or we've purchased prizes, and the funds for this event go to our research and education fund. So it's all tax deductible and it goes toward the scholarships. Oh, I apologize, I forgot, at the voting member meeting we also give out the scholarships from this fund. Each year we announce who got the scholarships for the year at that meeting as well. But yeah, so you go kind of that back room of the garden room. There's just a line full of awesome prizes. The four-wheeler right here, I believe this is Mike Davis, the year he won the four-wheeler. The four-wheeler is one of those prizes, but there's just tons of stuff. This year, this is the Rural Water Conference, so there is going to be a pig in the raffle this year. It won't be live and running around, but it will be, just different kind of cool things that we have that are available. It's not going to be on site, don't worry. Colt has a look on his face like he kind of wants to die. There will not be a live pig in the conference center, but there will be a pig raffled off. I know, it's kind of fun. But you purchase your tickets and you throw your darts, or you purchase a dart and you throw it, and that's how many tickets you win, and you drop them in the prize buckets, and there's a ton of great prizes. Everybody does get one free ticket in their packet to put in whatever prize you want, and then they are available for purchase after that. And then we have that drawing on Friday. That's kind of our wrap-up drawing. If you make sure you fill out your evaluation form, and there's some free prizes available through the evaluation forms, and then we'll do those dart throw prizes and order the prizes from this, call out the prizes from the Skee Shoot, that kind of thing at that time. So this is just some of our registration options here. And again, these are all, you can look at these on our website, what it comes with, the prices, the full conferences, the Tuesday and the Wednesday and the Thursday and the Friday, and all that kind of stuff. So these are all the different options for registering for the conference that are available at rwau.net. Okay, one last thing. We do have an awesome app for the conference. Go to your Play Store or your App Store, depending on the type of phone that you have. Google Rural Water Association of Utah. That is up and running and ready to go. So you can get the app downloaded before you even hit conference. This is kind of a screenshot of the online version of the app, but you can go and star different sessions and make your agenda personalized so you know where you're going, which hour. You can look at maps of the Dixie Center or choose exhibitors, highlight exhibitors you want to go see or that you've already seen, all that kind of stuff. Look at the different sessions and the events, and there's different games you can play if you'd like that kind of thing. You can upload selfies, you can do all that kind of fun stuff. So we love your selfies. All right, so this is just a snippet of the things that are also available after hours in St. George. So we encourage you to come to the conference. We would love to see you there. And thanks for the opportunity, you guys, for letting us talk about it.
Awesome. Okay. Shannon, thank you. We're so excited for the conference. It's always a really fun week. There's a lot going on. So I'm just going to talk really quick about the division at the conference. So the Division of Drinking Water, of course, we will be there. We have the booth in the outside hallway, just down from the main desk. You can come by for copies of your water system reports. We have a questionnaire that we want you to fill out that we're also going to talk about at the end of the webinar here. And then upstairs, in the upstairs of the conference center, that's where the division will be. We'll be in the first room there. We're usually doing consumer confidence reports. And if you do need to book a thing for your consumer confidence reports, book ahead. And then we'll also have consultations in the room next door, where you can come get information. We'll help you with your sampling site plans. We'll go over monitoring schedule questions, waiver questions on anything about your water system. We will be there. So come schedule a time with us or call ahead, or we will just see you there. What should you bring? If you want to do your sampling site plan, you need to bring maps, some sort of information about your system so that we can help you put that together. Typically a flash drive is important to bring because then we can copy folders and files. Yeah, definitely bring a flash drive. And then I'm going to skip over sampling site plans since we only have a few minutes left, which is perfect. We had some comments at the last webinar that they wanted us to talk about our email. When you are emailing the division, any type of data, call form data, your quarterly reports, any sort of communication that you get to us on a regular basis, updates, things for compliance, please use this ddwreports@utah.gov email address. If you have an update for who we should contact for your water system, use this email address because then we get spellings right, we get email addresses right, phone numbers, things like that. So please use the DDW Reports email. Once you have emailed information to DDW Reports, unless you've received specific instructions from us to also copy another person, you typically don't have to copy anyone else in the division because this is a gateway for the whole division. So if you email something to ddwreports@utah.gov and you say, I need Rachel Cassidy to see a copy of this, the people who are in charge of this email address will make sure that I see it too. So it's a great email address to use. Make sure you've got it as one of your contacts. So, whoops, system time changes. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about just briefly is this letter. This is a letter from Region 8 EPA that went out to all of the school superintendents last month, actually on the date of our last webinar, I believe. And the state school superintendents sent it to the local health departments. What this letter is it's requesting voluntary lead sampling in schools. So schools are not a separate water system unless they're specifically listed as their own water system in our database. So the schools that are part of your water system, they're not regulated separately. They're just part of your system. So it's an interesting event that's happening with this letter. It's the front page, it's the second page. And what they're doing is they're basically asking for this voluntary testing. They just want to collect this data and then it will help them make decisions about what to do with compliance and what they should do going forward. So things that you need to know. You need to know that this is voluntary sampling. It's not required. The results that come from lead sampling in schools are not going to be used for your water system compliance monitoring. That's really important. If you do get copies of the results, we would like you to share them with the division. The more data that we get, the easier it is for us to go to funding entities and request money for help with future lead sampling in schools. There's a different bottle for lead sampling in schools. It's this 250 milliliter bottle. If that bottle is used, please be aware that the action level for lead is 20 parts per billion. If the regular 1 liter bottle is used, the action level is the regular 15 parts per billion. So, and there's this document that's referenced in the letter. It's called the 3 Ts. It's just a guidance document. It's really, it's an excellent document, just information about reducing lead in drinking water in schools. And we can cover that at another time. So we're just gonna wrap up really quick. If you've made it through the whole thing, you can get CEUs for attending this webinar. This is the link, and we will also post this link on the front page of our website in the next day or so. You'll want to go to this link, and what the questionnaire, it's a questionnaire that we want you to fill out. You'll have to know your operator number and just answer all the questions, and that will get you the CEUs for attending this webinar. And then our next webinar will be Monday, March 27th at 11 a.m. And we hope to have a really good guest speaker for you, so you don't always have to hear from me. And we're excited. It's going to be really good. So 11 a.m. on the 27th. And then please subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is what we'll be using for all of our webinars in the future for as long as we know. So subscribe and get your CEUs, and we'll see you at the conference, and we'll see you again on March 27th as well. Thanks for attending.
This is the same questionnaire that will be at the conference, and you
Oh.
will be entered into the drawing there as well.
Oh, excellent. Say that louder.
We are going to have this questionnaire at the conference as well to fill out in person, but if you fill it out now, we will still enter you in the drawing that's part of the questionnaire at the conference.
Perfect. So you're getting ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So get to it. Get to work. All right, guys. Thanks for attending, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks in St. George.